Well, well, well. Looks like we're gonna have another story talking about the academy and the degenerates, well, some of them, a lot of them that are inside of it. With this individual right here, whose name is Senator Otonio Tony, for short, Navarrete of Arizona. He's a gay Arizona politician, and he was accused of sexual contact with a minor. You want to know what's so funny about this? I was looking through a thread that Tariq posted about this, and one of the first comments that popped up came from this troll talking about, why did you have to reference him as gay? Why did the people have to know that he was gay? This troll can't read because the article clearly stated in the title that he was gay. But I wrote under that person's comment, I said, this didn't age well at all. He couldn't come back from that. He got so uptight that Tariq had just literally repeated what the article was stating and didn't even read that it was right there. As a matter of fact, the first word in the title of the article was gay. I cannot deal. But anyway, anything to deflect from the point of what's being addressed here. And this is, by the way, his mugshot. Senator Otonio Navarrete of Arizona was arrested Thursday night and faces 7 felony charges related to alleged sexual encounters with one boy and another attempted sexual encounter with another underage male. Navarrete, a Democrat, is one of a handful of openly gay legislators in Arizona and serves as a member of the legislature's LGBTQ caucus. Members of the caucus, like Representative Daniel Hernandez, have called on Navarrete to resign, and all 48 Democratic state legislators have done the same. Abuse of this kind is intolerable, and our hearts go out to the victims, Arizona State Democrats said in a statement. Police closed in on Navarrete, who was 35, after listening in on a phone call between him and a 16-year-old accuser. On the call, Navarrete allegedly admitted to touching the boy's penis and performing oral sex on him. The child previously lived with Navarrete, and the abuse allegedly began when the boy was 13. I'm trying to figure out what was the boy doing living with him. That's what I'd like to know. Navarrete expressed regret and said he was not well when the abuse allegedly occurred. The boy says he now suffers anxiety and depression as a result of the alleged abuse. Isn't it amazing how he tried to make himself into the victim when the victim was the boy? He literally said out of his mouth he was not well. Oh, we know you're a sick individual, and it has nothing to do with your, I guess, your alleged trying to put out a mental illness claim here. You're sick because you are a 35-year-old man giving oral to a 16-year-old boy, and who knows what else you were doing for the 3 years prior while he was living with you. And I'm still trying to figure out what in the world was he doing living there. Where was this boy's parents? Police are aware of a separate alleged encounter between Navarrete and another boy, where the lawmaker reportedly put his hands under the child's shorts and tried to touch his thigh. He was probably trying to touch something else. The minor allegedly rejected the advances. The judge set a $50,000 bond and placed numerous restrictions on Navarrete if he bonds himself out of prison before his trial. A preliminary hearing on the case is scheduled for August 16th. Navarrete announced on social media this week that he tested positive for COVID-19. Navarrete was elected to Arizona's House of Representatives in 2016, elected to the state Senate 2 years later, and reelected in 2020. Something tells me he won't be reelected after this. The politician represents District 30 in the Northwest Phoenix suburbs. This guy is absolutely sick. The sickest part about this is the fact that he tried to make himself a victim by saying he wasn't well. And then also went on social media to talk about he tested positive for COVID-19. Well, guess what, Antonio? A lot of people tested positive for COVID-19, but guess what? I'm sure all of them don't have a minor living with them, and you're giving oral to that minor either. So what makes your situation feel so unique that you got COVID-19? The only thing that stands out is the fact that you're a goddamn perv. And let's take away the fact that this man happens to be a part of Hall G. The fact of the matter is he still committed a sexual deviant act on a minor. And that is one of the lowest things that you could do as a quote unquote human being. The fact that you happen to be in the academy doesn't look good for not only you, but for people who are in the academy, especially since a lot of the people on the outside claims that many of you are sexual deviants. I think the biggest thing that got me was the fact that this boy was living with him. I still can't get past that part. Since he was 13. So he was living with this boy with this man for 3 years. He let this boy stay in his house for 3 years. And I don't know how they know each other. So he's 35. He's been there. The boy's been there since he was 13. So he's been there since he was what, 32? Since this guy was 32? If my math is correct. No, 31. Let me make sure. I want to say 31. Someone can correct me. I can't really think of it right now. But this man is absolutely sick. And there's so many more out there like him. And like I said, these PoLIETRICKians. I'm sure there are many more out there like him. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure. I am certain there are plenty out there like him. And not the fact that he happens to be in the academy, but just being a perv, period. Like I say, if you take away the fact that he's in the academy, it doesn't erase the fact that this man is still a perv. Him being in the academy just doesn't make it look even, it makes it look worse. But yeah, people out here throwing cancel parties for the baby and whatnot. They're not talking about this because in their eyes, he's not important. But he's a politician, so he holds some kind of an important position, at least for the state of Arizona and for Phoenix in particular. But that's how it goes, I guess. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments.